So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Satsang video of the week. And today I'm in a beautiful environment. Hopefully my mic does not give the disturbance as it has before, because I know you guys are mad and I'm frustrated too. Why is it that the mic doesn't work? So hopefully I have fixed some things. Hopefully it's not like going like, all right. So anyway, let's start with our this week's satsang. Okay, so let's start with our first question of the satsang, which is from Hairy Monkey. Hey, stop making fun of me, okay? I know I'm a little hairy, but please, I'm offended. Does Venus become extremely weak when Venus is in Libra with Mercury in the 9th house, aspected by Rahu from the 5th house? Will this make the children of the native gangsters? No. This is not how you, this is why, guys, it's very important to just know what astrology is as a whole. When you look at these one or two placements within aspect, and you're like, well, Venus is bad. Why would Venus be bad? Number one, when it's creating a Raj Yoga in the 9th house in its own sign with Mercury, okay? And at the same time, Rahu, the friend of Venus, Rahu is the student of Venus, Shukracharya. Rahu always blesses Venus with its aspect. No. Venus will not make your children gangsters, because first of all, if let's say you have 5 children, all 5 of them are going to become gangsters and murderers? No. Maybe one, maybe all, sure. But you always have to look at the context of aspects, conjunction, how the Venus is in Navamsha. So I can't even answer this for you. But just by what you have told me, no, absolutely not. Please, no. No. Gaura, what is it? Gursav Mayani, if you have done any research on this topic, please take the question. What planetary combination or nakshatra makes someone internet celebrity or YouTuber like you? So, no, everybody has nakshatras. Okay, Amitabh Bachchan, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, okay, along with PewDiePie, Hodge twins, they all have similar nakshatras. Nakshatras don't make you, they're not the only thing that's going to make you famous. You have to have yogas, and most importantly, you have to run through the dasha that gives you fame. Dasha that gives you a platform. Dasha where people respect you. One dasha you can be very successful, the other dasha you could be defamed. Or you may just go out in, out in the oblivion. Kind of like some of these celebrities from 80s and 90s who left. So it's all about timing. It's all about timing. These things are never forever. Rarely they are forever. So the next one is from Pinkoshini Prestar 1. Couple, can you answer this for your next satsang? What does it mean when you have Moon and Venus conjunct in Gemini in the 2nd house? Moon holds the lowest degree. Thank you. Well, what this first of all means is love for music, love for writing, but also love for spending family's money. Usually what happens with this, that a person can dry out the resources of the family. Like, there's a rich businessman father, has 4 kids, and one of them wants to wear Prada and Gucci and Ralph Lauren, whatever. They want to have that name brand thing. Kind of like Hilary Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. you can have that situation. And usually such people are extremely romantic. When you experience romance with either Moon Venus conjunction or Venus Mercury conjunction, you don't tend to forget those romances. This is a person who actually becomes a hopeless romantic, actually, in certain ways. So, yeah, this is a pretty good conjunction. It makes, usually I see musicians and writers with this. Next one is from Nikita Rane 6. Saturn in Aries in 10th house. It is debilitated or finds directional strength since it's in its own house? No. A directional strength does not come from being in its one original house placement from Aries. Saturn finds directional strength in the 7th house of duty, commitment, and sacrifice and partnership. Okay, that's where Saturn finds its full Digbala, directional strength. In the 10th house debilitation, you will never get along with your authorities, your bosses, or bosses will just make you work 10 times as hard and give you half the result. And especially we have to look at the Dasamsha and see how the 10th Lord or Saturn is in Dasamsha, because it'll show over time things can improve. But initially, you will have a lot of defame in your life, like especially as a 10-year-old kid. Your teacher will make fun of you for being the dumbest child, for getting F in your classes. That's how it happened, because your 10th house is your reputation, right? It's your image in society. Now, if you're young, it'll more impact your personal educational life. When you're professional, it'll affect everything about you. But one thing is for sure, Saturn in the 10th house in Aries, a person will work hard. But the problem is, until the age of 33, this person will always get up to do things which may not be the right thing. They're ready to do it, but the action, the karma, sometimes go into the wrong direction. So that's what happens with this particular Saturn. But again, if your Saturn is exalted in the Navamsha, then hey, it's exalted, you know. So let's talk about the next question. Then the question is from Parth Mehta. My question is, what are the effects of low Ashtak Varga point of the 9th house? Well, low Ashtak Varga of the 9th house will show lack of wisdom and lack of gurus and teachers in your life to give you wisdom. Lack of support of authorities in your life. So usually what happens, wisdom comes very late because the house falls weak with overall Sarvashtak Varga points in the 9th house. Like even if you look at my case, I have really low points in my 9th house. And for me, wisdom came so late. It came on time in my mid to late 30s, but my guru, my teacher, who I can consider, somebody who can spiritually advance me, came late. And early on, thank goodness there was no social media and iPhone cameras. Some of the dumbest mistakes I've made, in my teens and in my 20s, it really shows that the wisdom wasn't there early on. Neither does somebody wise enough to guide you there early on. So that's what happens. But it doesn't mean that you will never gain wisdom. It is that wisdom comes in late. Now, you may not get wisdom throughout life if, let's say, you have a short life. Let's say you're supposed to live till 28. And you have no wisdom. You're out there doing your thuggish things. And then you get shot by someone. Okay, well, throughout life, you didn't get wisdom. Or what happens is, 9th Lord and Jupiter would be so badly placed in one's chart that throughout life, they will just never understand and never get the wisdom of anything. So that's what, this is doing. Then the last question is from Ananda Erendingberg. What is the condition of being a great musician in Vedic astrology? You said Venus represents Music, art. I have Venus in the 9th house in Pisces. I really love piano, but I don't know if I can become the musician or not. Could you answer this question? Well, in order to become a musician, it's not, don't just look at your chart from the ascendant, look from Karakamsha Lagna. What you do is you look at the planet with the highest degree, excluding Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, Rahu, Ketu. You look at the physical near planets, whichever one is closest to the 30th degree. Look at its position in Navamsha, see which sign it's in. Take that sign, make it the ascendant in your birth chart. If Jupiter, Moon, Venus, Mercury impact your ascendant or the 5th house, one has natural love for classical knowledge, classical music, classical literature. Jupiter, Venus in the 2nd house from Karakamsha Lagna will make you a great musician. From the ascendant of your birth chart, if Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter are either Kendra or Trikon from each other, or some of them go into the 11th or 2nd house, it creates Saraswati Yoga, which is a yoga related to scholars, educators, but also musicians and poets and writers. Then nakshatras like Rohini, Ashlesha, Mrikshira, Falguni, and especially Uttarashada and Purvashada, including even Ardra actually, will make a person a great musician. But again, it's just this one position doesn't tell me anything. It tells me zero about your potential related to music. Sure, Venus in Pisces, anybody will enjoy music and some may even love music, but it's really looking at the chart from a certain, now unless your Venus is the Atmakarka sitting in the 9th house, yeah, that's one placement will definitely show love for music. Okay, so anyway guys, this was my satsang of this week. Remember, I'm going to be making Rahu remedy video on my KRS vlogs, with the link is in the description. And before you say, oh, why are you making videos separately, why this, why that, please go read the description there so you'll know before you always comment. Okay, there's a reason and purpose behind it. So anyway guys, we'll see you later. Bye bye.